What up, people? What's good? Salute, salute.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Salute to the tribe. We're hip hop and comics and hip hop. We're a niche channel. Reserved for the best. It's super dope. I do sell comics. Check me out on Instagram at 6th_element_comic. We do live auctions, live claim sales. I rock with Tooth and Claw, hit animated television series. The Scotty Young joint, blowing up fast. X23. So this is dope, man. All right, so this is beautiful. What's good, everybody? I am Reno Noir of the 6th Element of Hip Hop, and this is Hip Hop and Comics episode number 58. And our very, very special guest today is one of the best to ever do it, one of my all-time favorite MCs, a true student of the game and a teacher to the masses, the incomparable, illustrious, crazy, creative, wildly talented Pharoahe Monch. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, my brother.
What up, man? It was good. Thank you for that illustrious intro. So.
Word. Yo, I mean it, man. I mean it. Absolutely. So I wanted to talk to you first a little bit about this new project. I mean, I guess it's not super new, but your most recent project, 13. Incredible. And you've always been experimental with your music and mad creative and unique, with all the while being one of the best MCs to ever touch a mic. And you know, as hip hop nerds, comic nerds, we love to kind of categorize things. So I think we here at 6th Element kind of put you into that Black Thought, Most Def, Talib, Pharoahe Monch category, man. But I was watching an interview where you started to show some of your new joints, like your custom J's for your Miles Morales figure, and you were saying you didn't want to make the whole show about your Marvel Legends collecting. Well, this is that show, fam. And you mentioned starting a club for old nerds who love hip hop. You found it, brother.
Yeah, man.
This is it. But
it's a beautiful thing. And you know, during the pandemic is when I really started going hard. And it was a beautiful discovery and camaraderie to find out that there were so many other heads out there that was so serious about this culture in itself, and was just putting me on to so many things. And any collecting culture, whether you're a sneakerhead or whatever you collect, when you get in a community, you know, it's a beautiful feeling because, you know, people put you on. Don't watch out for this. This is coming out. Don't buy that. Buy this.
Right.
This is what a fraud one looks like, you know. And I was like, wow, this shit. It gave me like a lot of encouragement and a lot of inspiration during lockdown. Like we were literally locked down in New York. So just in terms of pushing through on writing for the album and things like that, it really you know, that community really came through, as well as getting figures in the mail and being like, oh shit, this shit is dope.
Like Christmas,
get into that whole world.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna get into all of that, but first I want to talk to you about this 13. Does the name correlate, by the way, with the 13 letters in Pharoahe Monch? And is it true that you added the E just to make it 13 letters?
I did. I rapped about that on Triskaidekaphobia, because it's a little known fact. So, you know, when I was coming up with the name, you know, I had been into the number for years through sports, through, you know, an old school Knicks fan. I was a Ray Williams fan, and I'm a Reno fan, and just of the number, you know, I made my high school team one year in basketball, and that was a number. And 13's always been my number.
Dope.
So you know, when I came up with the name Pharoahe Monch, I was like, it would be nice if it had 13 letters, and that's when I started fucking around with the spelling and shit.
Yeah, man. I had no idea. I think I heard it in an interview and then, of course, on the song, but I didn't know that was why. So that's an interesting factoid right there. Now, you recruited Daru Jones and Marcus Machado. Daru is a beast on the kit, man. And Marcus, dude, is just so cool, just vibing. This is not a surprise for any of your hardcore fans. You know, we expect this type of expansiveness from the Monch, but what about hip hop in the 2020s made you feel that, it was time for a project like 13?
Um, it was a project that I wanted to work on and had been concocting for years. Like right after Internal Affairs, it was where my mindset was in terms of just hardcore hip hop and aggressive dark hip hop. Like I love Mobb Deep, I love MOP, like that
Mhm.
energy. And even though per se the rock guitars or that essence isn't on Internal Affairs, I think the similar energy was there. Even on the song Simon Says, people started moshing to that record for a
Mhm.
reason. And I think that vibe is not just, what people think it is. And when I started calling it a rock project, my manager was like, be careful with that because the rock is dope. The Sabbath beats and the Led Zeppelin beats and
Mhm.
the funk and the soul of it has been misconstrued throughout the years. So when you call that out, people over the years have their own interpretation of what that word means. So
Very
for
true.
me, um, you know, it was just always seen it as dope. And like all the whack, dope is dope and whack is whack. So many whack ass rock groups, just like it was so many whack ass hip hop groups. So
Facts.
I, yeah, I just was equating it to the doper versions of what we got when I was coming up, or when I was
Mhm.
turned on to rock music, which was the Zeppelins and the Rushes and Sabbath and the Van Halens and the Jimi Hendrix and anything that was aggressive and even influenced rock like Parliament and all of those things that had those elements in there. So that's what I was always looking to do. And in terms of the mashups, I always felt for me as a fan, certain things were missing. Sometimes the beat element would be there, but the lyricism wouldn't be there. Sometimes the lyricism would be there, but
Mhm.
it wouldn't stay true to the element or the rock shit that I wanted or the hip hop shit that I wanted. So it took so long because I didn't want to bastardize either genre. So I
Right.
wanted to keep all of the temperament that I love about hip hop, which is why, Lee Stone is on board and Knots and Super Ugly and Marco Polo were all on board. So, driving force and keeping the little head nod there while bringing in the element of the rock shit with the lyrics.
Right.
So I would stay true to, you know, where I began culturally.
Absolutely. And yeah, like hip hop is the culture. It's not a music or a skin color, or it's a
Mm,
mixed melting pot of all genres of music, fashion, movies, races, elements. And I always tell hip hop heads who think that rock is like corny or white people music, rock was black music before it was white music. Number one.
yeah,
But rock has been intertwined with hip hop since like the park jams. Like, you had punk acts, even like Blondie, who did the Rapture, or through the Run
right,
DMC, the KRS, the Wu Tang, the U.
right.
Was that something that you felt needed to be said or expressed?
Um, I expressed it a little bit, but I don't go too far. Like I feel like if you're at the point where I gotta explain to you that rock music is black music, and I
Right.
really feel this in my heart, I will, you know, entertain that conversation. But if I gotta go that far to explain that to you, it's like fuck
Right.
you. Go listen to fucking young shit face or whatever the fuck you're listening to. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go that far to explain something that's so easy to find. And I know it
Right.
gets lost in the interpretation, but I'm like, come on, B, like,
Yeah.
let's be for real. Like you
Facts.
said, like back in the Park Jam era, with Billy Squire and I Got the Big Beat and the Queen break, um, the We Will Rock You break, and the drums and shit that DJs were flashing and bringing back.
Mhm.
When I went to the store and found those records, I was like, oh, yeah, I didn't know back then. I was like, oh shit, Billy Squire is this fucking a rock artist. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, But
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
today's internet, the way information is disseminated, it's beautiful to have these conversations so we can talk about these things.
Right. 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 And everybody can hear it. And so a hip hop artist writes to hip hop beats typically, right? Looped by a DJ or programmed by the producer, but a rock writer writes with a live instrument band. Was it different writing rhymes with Daru and Maurice than it was as a solo MC? And how is it different writing rhymes to live rock music?
Well, a lot of the concepts were thought about beforehand. Like I just came up with this concept called old man. And old man is like kind of kind of inspired by old man Logan. But it's like, and
Nice.
it's been written, cat in the cradle, like these themes have been written about before, and the young dude comes upon the old man and he's telling the old man, what's hip and what's going on
Right.
in the world, because the old
Right.
man is like secluded in the woods now. He's lived his life.
Right.
And then after he finishes, like the old man talks to the young kid about, the shit that he's been through. So this is all in my head, and I haven't written any fucking thing. I sung the chorus on Instagram the other day. Chorus is fly as fuck. And I did the beat too. And but it's just a skeleton. You know what I
Right.
mean? And it's the same as going to the piano and working out a skeleton, and then everybody comes in and you're like, oh, okay, let's turn that piano into a moog, and let's turn that shit into this, and let's turn this, and then we'll bring the horns in, and you write. You know, I've been writing and producing since the beginning, but it's taken on different things, or should I say, different facets of how you write and produce. And like you
Right.
said, you can sit there with the guys and write and produce an entire record in one session. I think the
Hmm.
album was balanced. I think in a lot of cases I would get music from beats from artists and get stems from those artists, from those producers, and then build upon those ideas or try and um, just elaborate on the ideas and incorporate to the band how to involve the band or bring the texture of the band into just a simple beat, or start with the band and then bring a simple beat into that. And that's where the
Hmm.
fun was had, and that we basically said fuck all the rules. you know it could be a fucking beat that we made on a machine, and just add whatever we want to add to make it dope. As long as it's got feeling to it, we was
Right.
good bread. And then there's some songs that are just straight live. Like we went in and was Marcus is like, this is the riff. Daru was like, and I'm like, that's crazy. Let's go. Leave it
Yeah.
like that. This
Right.
fucking guitar drum. If it worked, it worked.
Or hell yeah. Well, this joint is like 5 years in the making, right?
Yeah.
Did you start rhyming over industry rock instrumentals like to write your joints or what?
I started the the genesis of this was me rhyming over a different Black Sabbath joint that Lee Stone had did, and I was like, this is crazy, and I was playing it for people, and it was heavy barred out, heavy gymnastics on the shit, and I would
Right.
play it for people, labels before Desire, after Desire,
Wow.
and heads would be like, yo, this is crazy, it's crazy, and then as we moved on, my manager was like, yo, this is fly, but if you really want to go for it, I'm personally not going to take you seriously unless you do it the official way, and you need to
Right.
find the cats that are that nice enough. Whatever you feel about this beat, they need to be nice enough to make you feel that. And I
Mm.
was going to shows. He introduced me to Marcus. I knew Daru from way back in the days, and I was like, if I can get Marcus to agree, Daru to agree, I'm gonna go for it. You know what I mean? And we
Right.
had a meeting. I was with Daru not too long ago. We ate at it. We walked by the restaurant where we had that meeting, and we were like, "Yo, let's just go for it." We know we all have these all different brands and different things that we're working on, but it'd be really cool like commit to this project.
Right. The biker. I was wondering the biker colors is a style. Is that just a stylistic choice, or do y'all ride?
Oh no, I was in a biker shop with my boy, and he was getting some shit done. He rides, and I was like, "Yo, lady, how much would it cost to get
Uh,
13 put on the back of these jackets?" And
uh,
she was like, "Find me the logo and find me the this and do that." And I did this shit and
dope.
got jackets made because in my mind, this was 3 years ago, but I already was like, "It's gonna be three of us. We're gonna do this. We're gonna have the
Uh,
jackets, and that's just gonna be crazy."
yeah,
So the first time they came to the studio, I was like, "Here's your motorcycle vest."
yeah,
For the
yeah.
band and shit.
That's dope though. That is dope.
Hmm.
You stepping into another realm from hip hop to rock, and I know you dig the same rock that we do here, Six Element, like the Zeppelin and the Hendrix and Floyd and all of that '70s classic
Hmm.
rock. Did you familiarize yourself with the newer band? Well, not newer, but like Nirvana, Foo Fighters, Green Day, Mad Season, Smashing Pumpkins type stuff while you were doing this
Oh hell
project, or
yeah!
was you already into them?
Mhm. I was already into that.
Right,
If it's dope and everybody you named is fucking dope, I copped or I was into. The whole Seattle movement, the whole grunge movement, and then even newer shit that had that element in it. I'd be like, yo, this shit is fire. And I think it's the same thing with hip hop. Like everybody can claim hip hop. Like you, you,
right,
you. It's all over the place. And some of the stuff that's way left is really, really fire, and some of it isn't. Some of the stuff that's way right is really fire, and some of it isn't. And we get caught up in these names and these categories and shit.
right,
But I still really be like, yo, send me that shit. Like, let me listen to it. Let me learn something from it. Let me understand these patterns and let me understand what an artist is going for. I'm always able to extract. I'm trying to extract inspiration from you know anything if possible. You know.
right. Yeah, good.
Mhm.
That's a good point. So, like, for instance, with 666, the Black Sabbath, Hand of Doom. Shout out Doctor Doom, by the way. Beat super well done, and it flips the track in a way that is both respectful, like you said, of the original, and brings the new flavor. And the lyrical content though cleverly touches on that 6 word story on some like Hemingway shit. Like when you say 6 sentences, like I
Mhm.
breathe oxygen like it's expensive. Don't be
Mhm.
offended. I'm defensive. I love you. Take care. Intensive. The first
Mhm.
sentence is 6 words, and then you do three-word sentences followed by
Mhm.
two, and a one-word
Mhm.
sentence which equals the three. That
Mhm.
obviously had to be intentional. Where did you get that idea from?
Um, as a writer, I just stumbled upon that Hemingway story. You know,
Uh huh.
whether it's a rumor or not, he was in a bar eating with some of his writers friends, and he was like, "I bet you I could write better than y'all, only using 6 words." And
Right.
I forget the whole shit. It's like brand new baby shoes, never used.
Right.
And
Yep.
so it gets you to thinking like, what happened to the fucking baby? You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
or wherever it starts taking your mind, and
Hmm.
it feels like a whole story. So I wanted to write three of those 6 word stories,
Well
and then
done.
I was, I'm a chronic asthmatic, so I was
Right.
at a pulmonary specialist, and they give you these breathing tests to check your lung capacity from time to time. And the lady who was giving me the test, and I'm just sitting there in the room with her, and she's talking, and she's telling me her son does music, and then she turns to me and she's like, "Yo, breathe, like you're like it's like you're sipping the air or some shit. Like oxygen is free, you know.
Right.
As an asthmatic, you should poke your chest out, get the right posture, breathe." and she was like, "You breathe like air is expensive or something." And I was
Right.
like, "Bar,
That's dope. Yeah,
hold on,
bar.
let me get my phone."
Hell
Bar.
yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So,
Yeah, and you got a line like about like throwing up a middle finger to the future of these young thugs, an obvious
mhm.
jab at future and young thug type rappers. What are your thoughts on the current rap music trends? And like I say rap, not hip hop, because there's plenty of real hip hop out there today. I don't want to not shine light on that, but it's just no shine from the industry, in which I guess was always sort of the case, but now so many of these kids don't respect the foundation. How do you
Yeah, I
feel
think
about the current trends and
yeah,
stuff?
I think it goes both ways. I think the older cats have a lack of communication and being communicative, and really letting what needs to be said translated.
Mm,
Um, there was an era where I think like cats were trying to hold on, not spot wise, because there's no such thing, but just like you do become territorial in hip hop because it's, excuse me, it's competitive. The
mhm,
numbers when you play in those numbers games and shit like that. And so the more people who move into the fray, the more competition it is. But it would behoove a lot of the young cats business wise to get the wisdom that can only be obtained through the years in the business, art wise and business wise, and
the older
you know,
guys.
yeah, and that's another thing that's cultural, where you respected like the elders, like going
Mhm,
way, way, way back. Like those are the people who had the information and knowledge, and people would gather in a circle and listen to that person for a reason. I
facts.
just think the way information is disseminated now, it gets misconstrued easily. You have to be so eloquent and poignant when you're saying the simplest of things to someone.
Mhm.
Else it becomes, well, what do you mean by that? But
Yeah.
we got room in hip hop, you know, poetic license in hip hop. Even that line, like I love Future, and Young Thug has made music that I like. It's just a play
Right.
on words,
Right.
but I understand that somebody could take that and be like, yo.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I have so much poetic license, and I'm so removed from that scene. You know, fuck it, who cares? I'll say the
I
line.
agree. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, before I bring the panel on, we're gonna start talking about comics and Marvel Legends and all that good stuff. But one track you got on here on 13, Kill Kill Kill. What can I say but phenomenal, hauntingly deep, a track that just tells a story in itself, and it's got this accompanying comic book and like little anime video, and Rolling Stone did a piece on it, and in a statement you said, "I've never thought I'd be able to see this come to life. I've been wanting to do an animated release my entire career, but the way this animation syncs so well with the imagery of the song is amazing. Seeing a story that I wrote come to life on multiple mediums at the same time is unfathomable." Who wrote this comic? Who did the art? Whose idea was it? What was your input?
Um, I wrote the story when we finished the song. Um, I wanted to write the video. Um, I was involved in all the writing of all the videos, but this one in particular, at one point, we were actually going to try to shoot it. Like I was actually going to get, screen and hire cast kids to go into the woods and shoot this video. And
Mm-hmm.
then, I was talking to people about, oh, I want these bird head shits that needs to be, 9 feet tall, and I guess we can get stilt people to walk. And I was like,
Right,
yo, this
right.
shit's gonna cost too much money. You know
Uh-huh.
what I mean? The winter was coming. I was like, it would be better if I animated. I tried to get this animated, and this was way back when again, and it's the first video we worked on because I knew it would take so long to get it done. So
Right.
even though no songs had been released and no videos had been done yet, I was like, let's start working on Kill Kill Kill.
That's smart.
So now
That's smart.
I'm on the internet looking for animators and talking to animators, and again it's hard to convey exactly what you want. And I wanted this kind of like simple panel style animation to where it's almost like stills
Mm.
blended in with animation. So, if you watch the video, it's kind of like super simple, but
Yeah.
then there's aspects to the shit that's like, yo, how the fuck did they do that? You know,
Yeah.
it's like real intricate animation, so to
Hmm.
speak. And I definitely wanted it black and white. I wrote the story about the little Afro girl who escapes from the place into the woods, and his you know um the
The,
beast,
the, the,
the three
the
beasts
costume.
try to capture them,
Hmm.
and that turn of events. And so I just wrote it out in my phone, put it in an email, found this guy see through out of the UK. I came across this page, and if you go to see through's page, the shit is just phenomenal. He has a following and saying he was like, "Yo, I'm a fan.
On Instagram.
Let's fucking yeah, let's
See
fucking work."
through. Like at see through.
Yeah,
Bet.
yeah, at see through. He has like dots in there, but it'll come up. And he had this one piece on there that blew me away. So I put the song to the piece that he already had, and and we worked on it, and he sent me pieces. He was super fast, and at that time I was so nervous about people hearing what I was working on because I didn't want anyone to hear how deep we went into this rock shit. Like records like
Hmm.
that, I was like, I don't want nobody to know that I'm putting my because that shit's out there. It's fucking it turns into a different tempo, and then dude
Yeah.
sings, and then I was like, fuck it. I don't want nobody to feel the vibe that I'm on yet. So he was like, I promise you I won't let nobody hear this shit. I sent him the song. He animated the piece. We went back and forth a little bit, and it was done. Then we thought
It
to
made me
ourselves
feel
to
like an
turn it in.
anime,
Right.
like
Yeah,
like an anime
exactly.
theme. Yeah, that's how I felt. That's how it sounded. Yeah.
Exactly. And then along with the other visuals as well, we were like, yo, if we keep it crazy art, we could submit this as an animated short. You know what I mean? Like, and lo and behold, we submitted. It won Best Animated Short at Venice Film Festival. It just got put into Cannes Film Festival for animated shorts. We
Wow.
won at New York Hip Hop Film Festival for it. So it's been a lot of blessings off of let's just keep it art. And then we were
Right.
like, yo, let's just print up the panels and do a comic book.
Man, that is so dope. And Zoe sent me one. She mailed me one, and it just has not got here yet. It could come today with the late mail, but man, that's dope. Is it true there's only 100 copies?
We printed a limited amount of copies. We printed up like 300 copies.
Right.
Shit
Okay.
sold out. Then we got more for the show that we did.
Mhm.
And as of like October 1st, we're gonna reprint and put them back up because people was
Right.
like, I didn't get a book, and we still,
Yeah.
you have physical merch in hand, and you do it at the show. They sold at the show, but we got a couple left, which is why she was able to send you a
Mhm.
copy. But yeah, man,
Well, she
you know,
sent me 2 copies. She sent a copy for me and a copy Imma do a giveaway. So everybody that's
dope,
watching, we're
dope,
gonna do
dope,
a
dope,
dope giveaway with that, yeah, and so
dope,
somebody's gonna get a copy. And I think they're
dope,
both signed. So yeah.
dope, 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 dope. That's ill.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope. So yeah, man, just kind of segueing into the comic stuff. Let me bring on the panel right now. We got my man DJ Tiger, Full Blast Radio,
Salute,
Crooks
salute.
Podcast,
Yo, what up, what up?
and Grap Lover, the youngest
Salute.
soul brother.
Grab love.
Grap, what up,
Nice,
man?
nice.
What up? What up?
All right, so yeah, man, we was talking about Marvel Legends collecting. Those figures that you got behind you, what I got behind me, that kind of brought us together on
Mhm.
Instagram and it made us know each other. What like how'd you get into that? Because I was bugged out when I seen you posting them. It was like right around the same time I was posting mine, and I'm like, yo, Pharoahe Monch does the same.
Mhm.
I was like I said, in the lockdown, New York was locked down. Like New York was locked down so crazy that after like 2 weeks of lockdown, the sun got brighter and the oxygen got better because there was no
Mm,
cars on the
right.
road. Like imagine New York,
Uh,
like you could smell the oxygen. It was crazy,
Mm.
and it was just a weird vibe. But nothing is open; everything is closed, and you can't. I can't go out. I can't perform. They're shutting down sports, all that shit. So I was doing a live because of the pandemic. Everybody's online doing live, and I
right.
had this thing, Fantastic Four 3-inch one, and it was like
Mm-hmm.
broke up and shit, and I had a bunch of Monchi cheese and shit behind me, and
Oh shit.
my
Nice.
man, Universal Parallel, I mean Unparalleled Universe, text me and said, "Yo, what's up with that whack ass 3-inch thing you got behind you?" He says he didn't need
Yeah.
framing like that, and I was like, "Oh man, yeah, I just put up what I got." And he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna have my homie send you like 6-inch Legend,"
Mm-hmm.
and that was it, you know.
Addicted
And it
from
was
there.
like it was fucking crack cocaine. He's
Yep.
like, "Yo, what's your favorite, character?" I'm like, "Wolverine." He's like, "Yo,
Mine
check out
too.
this Mezco Wolverine. Check out this
Yeah.
this Wolverine.
Yeah.
Check out this." And I'm like, now I gotta get all six of them and shit. And it
Yep.
just got
Yeah.
crazy, as you can see.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm crazy into it now, not that I wasn't before, but in the sense that like when I would be down here posing the figures or putting them up or deciding which ones goes together, I haven't gotten to serious, figure photography yet, but
Yeah,
just
because you've
taking
seen some
pictures
of the
with my phone. Right.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Just taking
Crazy.
pictures with my phone with the shits around the house or whatever.
Mm.
You
Right.
kind of go into that mindset, and the shit was an escape for
Yep.
me during the lockdown. So,
Yeah.
obviously, if you're escaping in a way that's not harming, it's inspirational. So, I would fuck with the figures for a minute and then go write bars and listen to music. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep. That's kind of yeah. That's I mean that's comic books for you. This escapism.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. So all of us here is into comics, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
Tiger, you
was.
got some questions for
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I was gonna segue with that saying, yeah, was collecting when I was 16. I'm 51 now, and I
Mm.
didn't know the value then as a teenager, and lost all the comics, and now I'm back into it. I'm like, all these comics I had, if I would have had, I probably wouldn't have to work because they'd probably worth a lot of money. But
Yeah.
I started collecting, and I went to they had a comic convention down here in Atlanta, and I
Mm.
copped one of
X-Men?
the X-Men
Oh
Point
yeah.
Eight.
Woo! Yeah.
Yeah,
Point eight.
and yeah, I got a bunch laying around here, but yeah, also want to show you. I still got my
Yeah.
vinyl, still
Yeah.
collecting, and
The
That's
original.
crazy.
yeah, definitely. So yeah, I'm just a big comic Marvel fan, and what do you think about the Marvel I guess the Disney series that's been going on? The WandaVision, Loki,
Mm.
Falcon.
I
What's your
love
take
it,
on
man.
those?
I love it. Some of them were better than others.
Yeah.
Um, you know, me and my guy Tyrone, we talk about it all the time. Like we wish sometimes that they could go off of those storylines that they're pulling from and get into other things. But in terms of this, me understanding that where these storylines come from and that how the Hollywood and the writing shit works, I'm super impressed and was dying for it. I love the Captain America, Falcon, and Winter Soldier. That series was crazy to me. I love the What If.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's kind of been my favorite so far, but all of them has been pretty illmatic. Yeah.
I like how the What If is it's kind of like they're still showing clues to I think what's going to be happening with future movies, because they got the multiverse, so it's like they kind of map it out. I think years in advance, like they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
It always seems like they find a way to segue.
Fucking cash
Right, like
cow. You can't you can't turn away from it. It's like
Yeah,
you have to go forward, and that's the thing about collecting in that universe in itself is like it's endless possibilities within the universe and then multiverse and then it's what got me into it in the beginning. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
we're back to that. Like it's a lot of things that I feel bad about. Like people who aren't in this world see me posting figures or books or whatever, and they're like, "Yo, that reminds me of the movie, or that reminds me of the '90s cartoon," and I'm just like, the X-Men as a book is so iller than what they've made the movies into. Like
Oh
definitely.
man.
they so failed on the movie side of X-Men and Fantastic Four
Yeah,
that it's crazy. And I just want to see the X-Men get their just due because
Mhm.
it's like a hip hop album. Like you get with the wrong producer or whatever, and people get a wrong perspective of what your talent can truly
Yeah.
be. And
especially
it's like they shitted on X-Men me.
the
They
first
did.
impression. Yeah, when you come up with that first impression and it's not good, it
Yeah.
leaves a bad taste in your mouth, and you're like, so yeah, they definitely the X-Men for that big of a genre for it to fail was
Yeah.
big. So
And
I'm
I
hoping
will say that back then, all those years ago when they started, I'm guessing they didn't know who the audience would be, and they were like, we need to get these people to come in, we need to get the
big
heads to come
stars.
in, we need to cast Halle Berry and all that shit, and it's just like, come on, bro, like
Yeah,
this shit
yeah.
is
I'm hoping that they get them in.
disrespectful at this point.
Exactly. That's why I'm hoping the MCU gets the X-Men soon,
Yeah,
man. Because I want to see Bishop, man. I hope Method Man gets that part too.
Yeah, I
yeah,
Playing
heard about
Bishop,
that on
that'd
your
be
show.
ill.
Yeah, something like that.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And it's like yeah,
Yeah.
like they had Wolverine was Hugh Jackman, and he killed it. Like he's a good Wolverine and all of that. But I still want to see that short, stalky, animalistic, you know, that
From
oh
beast.
the
yeah,
That
yeah,
comics.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
absolutely. So Grap, you
Yeah.
your your brother is Pete Rock, the illustrious producer, and y'all used to
Okay.
collect comic books as kids, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We did. We definitely did. He still has a major collection of comics, videos. Got some action figures. He was a dude. In his bedroom, there was only two pictures hung up on his wall. Last I remember, there was two things were hung up on his wall: a plaque from Biggie, a gold plaque for Juicy, and the picture of the Hulk. Those are the only
Yeah.
two things hung up in his bedroom. So yeah,
Wow.
he's very serious about that. I remember when we first watched the Hulk on TV. There was a show on ABC called Cindy, and it was basically like the black version of Cinderella. And I guess it was scaring him at the time because he kept telling my brother to turn it back to Cindy. So I guess it was scaring him at the time, but I think it was fascinating him too because then he became obsessed. You know what I mean? And he would do things like watch the Hulk before he made beats.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he would watch like an episode or two of the Hulk before he made beats. And
DMC said the same thing. Like the Hulk is the character like that gave him that DMC, that ha ha ha, like that energy. Like he would read a book, and when he thought of his style, he wanted this shit to be big. It's crazy how that world influenced hip hop like that. I mean, since the beginning, even like the braggadocious, cats is dropping, Superman and all those like those brag bars and shit. You know what I mean? It's always been there.
Yeah. And then even in that golden era with Kane, Slick Rick, all those guys, KRS, they were like superheroes. The EPMD, they came off like superheroes to me myself. You know what I mean? They came off like superheroes. You know what I mean? So
the Furious 5, the Fantastic Four,
the correlation was
Flash.
always there.
Right.
And then the names, how to,
exactly. The cover.
The sixth element. The sixth element of hip hop. The meaning is, there's 5 commonly known elements of hip hop. You got MCing, DJing, graffiti, breaking, and fashion or knowledge, depending on who you ask. And the 6th element is comic books. That's why this is the 6th element of hip hop. And I created the channel, what I'm saying, based on that, and this is it. Right when I was creating the channel, I gotta share this with y'all. I had got the Wu-Tang manual, the RZA wrote. And there's a chapter, or should I say a chamber, on comic books. And I had already come up with the name 6th Element. I was already doing that. And I read this, man, and I just got to, he said, comic books are a main element of Wu-Tang because they're a main element of hip hop in general. They always have been. Both hip hop and comics are about styles and personality. Comics are about special powers, and they're about teams of cats united in one life or death cause. To me, hip hop is about the same shit.
Incredible.
Yeah, man.
Like, I remember.
Go ahead, brother.
Nah, it's go good. I remember I was in the studio with Buster, and he had came in for the Internal Affairs album to do this song, to do his feature on the album that I had him on, and my manager was like, "Yo, play him the Simon Says joint." And I was like, nah. He was like, nah, play it, play Buster the joint. And I played it for him. Buster is responsible for taking the record to radio and the whole shit. So Buster knows the love I have for him. So I played the joint. He lost his mind. He was wilding out. What the fuck? Some Buster shit, crazy. And I was telling him, like, yo, I remember saying to him, not even knowing if he was into books, I was like, I think I found my soul gem. I was like, there's these gems all around the universe, and some people don't even know where they are. And I think I found my personal one. And he was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like,
Infinity gems.
The soul gems. Let me explain it to you. And and he was like, yo, that's true. And I was like, yo, I always looked at you, and I was like, yo, that Leaders of the New School cover, where y'all on the cover, like y'all of this group. Same shit RZA is saying. Like, I always looked at it that same way.
Right. Phenomenal. Though, did Marvel ever do a hip hop variant of you or one of your albums?
I don't think so.
I don't think, because I was looking at Internal Affairs the other day, and I was like, man, I think they did a comic. But so how would you get? Do you lobby for that, or how would you get them to do a cover for you? Have you thought about that?
I don't know. It might just happen naturally because there's just so much cool shit manifesting with them from Comic-Con news that Zoe said I can't say yet, but real dope ass shit that is coming up for and it just might I I haven't lobbied for it, but yeah, it might
Right.
manifest itself into something really dope.
Naturally, yeah.
Dope.
Yeah, because that internal affairs color, that's, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Thank
dope.
you,
That's
man.
some more like predator type, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
wait to
exactly
kill.
that. I got the fire in my, that's all fucking
Mm-hmm.
influenced by,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Come on, bro. It's like that's some superhero shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
facts.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Fact.
Yeah. And the main
Fact.
MC to put out that put on that list is obviously MF Doom, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And what is dead may never die. And the day his wife put out the news, I had to shed a real tear. Like not that I ever knew him, but such a tragic loss of a great soul. You know what I'm saying? I had to but when I first saw your post with the Marvel Legends, I was ecstatic, man. I was like, yo, Pharoahe Monch collects figures too. Yo, you know what I'm saying? He's like a
Mm-hmm.
comic nerd too. Like, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? I had to reach out to you, man. And you just down to earth, man, and hit me right back. And you know what I'm saying? And your channel is for the main purpose of showing hip hop fans, this channel is showing hip hop fans that 90% of their favorite artists are comic heads too,
Comic.
because you don't see that, comics among the fandom as much as you do among the artists. Why do you think that is? And like, who are some of the artists that you feel embody that sixth element?
Like you said, man, like the Wu is a perfect example. Like, come on, man, like they're a
Iron
team,
Man,
to team among, but even beyond the
right?
obvious,
Yeah,
a team of motherfuckers who are amazing artists in their own right
Oh,
individually
right.
who
Yeah.
came together to make this super group, and they're all different. Like they're literally
mm-hmm.
all have different
Like
powers
X-Men,
and rhyme styles and shit. It's crazy, bro. Like that shit is the embodiment of what we're talking about. And
exactly.
it's what we like about it's what we love about these stories, is what we like about hip hop in terms of even groups, which is you don't get anymore. When you had trios and four cats in a group, five cats in a group, two cats in a group, you were able to be like, yo, I like this dude. He's calm, but don't fucking come at him because yo, I don't know. Or I like
Yeah,
this dude because he's mad aggressive. His voice is mad raspy. Nice and smooth. Like yeah, you go run the whole gamut of
yep,
artists, and then it's that balance. Uh, whether it's Batman and Robin, you know,
right.
whatever it is, you get that.
Probably got a call.
Uh-oh.
No,
Oh
he
yeah,
probably got a you
yeah.
used to get a call. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Freezing. So
because he's on his phone. So
yeah.
yeah, he had to do this on his phone. But he'll be back in a second, y'all.
But yeah, that's definitely true, man. I mean, we
Yeah.
keep correlating to hip hop and comics, and it's a pure blend of both styles. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. This is definitely a sixth element to hip hop, man. You know what I'm saying? I just had to I had to tell people, man, because I don't think enough people really know that. They don't really understand. Like they don't really know that most of the MCs and producers and DJs that y'all fans of are comic nerds. Straight up, Method Man got 30,000 comics. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
That's
That's
a lot
That's
of books.
insane.
insane. That's a
Am I back?
store.
Am I back?
Yeah, you back. You back.
Okay,
Yep. Uh
Yeah,
huh.
okay,
yeah, yeah.
cool, cool.
I figured you got a phone call or something.
Yeah, I got a phone call. So I mean, you know, it is inspiration. It is inspiration in the sense that those characters too, or the really dope ones, have all these flaws and hurdles as well. And I love Marvel for that in the sense that when you look at Spider-Man or Peter Parker, how much he's tormented and how much is not so good, and how much of his story, like the people that he's lost close to him,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of hurt and a lot of pain in those stories. When you look at
Mm-hmm.
the Wolverine story, it's like, yo, man, that's fucked up. Like
Word.
this cat can't remember this whole chapter and shit, and he's been living so long and so on and so forth. and
Mm-hmm.
and you can relate in that aspect of like any hardships that you got to break through or push through and embody, those characters from a very early age. For me, I was just picking out ill vocabulary in the books and words too. From way back from Organized Confusion. I'm talking about fucking Terax and just
Yeah.
throwing wild shit into the bars. Like I don't. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Like
Right. Right.
that shit was mad inspirational.
Hell yeah.
So
Absolutely. Cooks, you had some questions, man?
You were actually the chat room the chat room been asking a lot of questions, so I
A lot of
wanted
good
Yeah.
I don't want to
ones.
exclude them. You
Somebody
know what I'm
sounds like
Nah,
saying?
let's
Thanos
talk
right
about
now.
that. Yeah,
Um,
let's talk about that.
so Tuki in the chat room wants to know, Mr. Munch, how do you feel about indies such as
I don't.
Image Boom, etc.?
I don't know, but on my end, somebody sounding slow motion like Thanos right now or some shit.
Oh,
Oh,
uh, can you hear me, Farrell?
can you hear us?
This shit's like
we probably
raw,
all sound the same.
raw, raw.
That's how
Is
we
it
all
me?
sound
Is it
to you?
me? Is it me?
No, just one.
Who? Check, mic check.
Is it
Me?
Mike,
me?
Is it
Me?
me?
1 2 1 2.
Nah, it's not you.
Okay.
Mike check, Mike check, Mike check.
1 2
I
Might
think
be
it's
Grab
one.
because Grab got
I
that
think it's full blast radio.
Me, 1 2. Mike check, check.
Yeah, yeah. I can't hear him.
Oh, it's me.
I can hear
Yup.
you good though.
Y'all can hear me, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Want
I
me?
can
Yeah.
hear you.
Want to bring me out and bring me back in? See what happens?
So you could just repeat the question if you hear it and I don't.
All right. Tuki, you heard the question he said about Tuki asks how you feel about the indies, like Image, Boom, the indie publishers, not just the big two. Are you
Right,
just like a
right.
Marvel guy?
I'm just like a Marvel guy. I did grab a couple of Image books when it first was popular back in the day. Um, but I never stayed with it. And then I dropped collecting altogether, like when they started splitting the stories, and it was like, oh, to continue this fight between the Thing and the Hulk, you got to pick up this book from this other
Yeah,
thing. And I started to be like, I
the
can't follow this
crossover
shit. And
events and all of that. Yeah,
crossovers, and I was like, I'm done. But I kept
mhm.
my books, and I got some fly shit. And then
I saw.
yeah, about a month ago, I ran into a friend of mine, Carlito, and I didn't know he was an insane collector. He just gifted me like crazy, crazy
Wow,
illmatic,
Ooh.
that's
Mm.
that fire right there.
Mm.
crazy
Mm.
illmatic books. And I went to his crib, and he's a serious collector. He was on my man Destroy show, and he just gifted me
Oh,
some.
Mm.
that's number 5.
Number 5.
I think that's the cameo of Apocalypse. I know number 6 is the first appearance of Apocalypse, first full
Mm-hmm.
appearance. That might be the cameo in that one. Dope. Yeah, I got that one on the
Oh
That's
wall
yeah,
the
right there,
Todd
oh
slabbed
yeah.
up.
McFarlane cover.
Yeah, the McFarlane Spidey. That was when I was a kid. That was
Yeah,
my.
I
That's
had
when I
uh,
got into it.
I
Right
have
around
that
that
in a
time.
pin. I have a pin of that.
Yep.
That's
An
one of the ones I
enamel
had
pin.
that I
Yep.
lost.
That's just so these are like if I do decide to go hard, you know, this is a good starting point. Like I never even had my books sent out to be graded. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting. I
Mm.
just heard the news that Jay-Z um invested in a company or bought a company that actually grades comic books, which tells
Yeah.
you how
Wow.
popular the shit.
CGC.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
CGC. Yeah, that's the way
Mm,
you where them slabs, the slab you got
okay.
right there, that
Okay.
plastic case you got. They
Yeah.
send those to that's the
Hmm.
CGC. And what he did was they've always had one location, and since the pandemic, it's been a super influx of people buying and sending the books in to get slabbed. And
Hmm.
where it used to take within a month to get your books back, it's taking 6 months now for people to get
Wow.
their comics, sometimes almost a year just to get your comic back slabbed. And like I
Hmm.
said, it used
It's
to be a
crazy.
couple weeks before the pandemic. you know, a lot of people started collect, but so they've got this big company that's investing or becoming part of it, and Jay-Z has shares of that company, is what
Okay.
it is. And yeah, but when they jump in, hopefully we'll get some new locations and we'll start to be able to get our books back, you know,
Dope.
within a year. So
Dope.
that'll be dope. But yeah, that is the
So,
dope story. These are the Marvel joints, the Marvel hip hop joints
Yeah.
I was
Oh, the
telling you about.
variants. Yeah, yeah,
Miles
yeah.
Morales,
Mm-hmm.
Illmatic,
Illmatic,
Mm-hmm.
like that one right
that
there.
purple tape,
Yeah, yeah.
crazy.
man, 36 chambers.
To the squad.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, man. I wasn't sure if you had one or
You
not,
gotta
but
do it. I'm
you
a
should.
lobby for the shit now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro. That's
Huh?
what I'm saying.
Stop
we'll
fronting
back
now.
you
Damn
too.
right.
Real. We'll hit Marvel up. You can easily hit these guys right on
Damn
Instagram.
right.
Look, we need to make it happen.
Make it happen.
That's what's up.
For real.
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
I just wanted to ask him a quick question. You hear me about
Yeah.
Raucus? You know, I know Raucus had disbanded in I think like 2007, and I think it was because around the time with Def Jam and all the big major labels, I think Raucus would have been like still around like now, you know, because this all the dope independent hip hop that everyone can get without having to deal with the radio. And I think what back then, because of radio, it was
Whoever's talking now is the one I can't hear.
oh
Okay.
damn. Okay, so let him.
So what are you saying about Ruckus was around then
Yeah, I was trying to compare them to like Mellow Music Group that's out now. They got all these dope
compared to like Mellow
MCs.
Music?
Yeah, like Raucus was like what Mellow Music Group is now.
You
And I
said
think
Ruckus was like what Mellow Music Group is now.
Okay.
and Raucus, like back then, you know, they had disbanded because all the big major labels was pushing all the commercial music,
They
and that's why they
disbanded
didn't
because the
last.
major labels was pushing the music, and that's why they didn't last.
And
But you think
they would have flourished like around this time now, I think,
do you
right?
think they would have? I think he's asking, would do you think they would have flourished during this time? Or you think that they could have stayed around?
I mean, it depends on a lot of different things. Like, it's apparent at some point as a company they were trying to compete, and that could throw you off your game as well. Like, just
Right.
like sports,
Mhm.
if you got a team that moves the runners along and plays small ball and bunts runners over and gets runs in, and they're not looking to hit home runs.
Mhm.
And in today's baseball game, it's trajectory and home run hitting, and that's just it. And you try to play the type of game, you're obviously going to falter because you're not going to have those type of hitters or power hitters to
Right.
play that way. So I think one of the things that made them really special was they had a good eye for talent, unique talent. They put a lot of records out, which what caught my eye. Like they were putting singles out on a regular basis. Like here's another song from this guy. Here's another song from this guy.
Mhm.
We're working with these local artists who were just dope, and we seen them perform, and they have presence and they can perform. And you know, they just noticed that and took advantage of an aspect of the culture that wasn't being highlighted.
Mhm.
Uh, right underneath everybody's view, and stood on a milk crate, no pun intended, and put it
Mhm.
right in the face of the people. And I think that's what was attractive about it. And I was like, there's cats on this label that can hold their own. And I'm not talking battle, I'm just talking about record making. With a lot of the major artists, it's just a different vibe. And in that time frame, I was in the tunnel, and they started making these genres of backpack versus this. But I was
Mhm.
listening to, Jay-Z and all the shit that people was anti
Mm.
in the raucous movement. And then Jay and them, obviously, as you heard in his rhymes, was listening to Kweli and
Yeah.
Common and all the other shit. And people I knew with that whole movement, they were riding around listening to us. We were riding around listening to them. Like, so it got mixed up. But the game of radio is a funny game, and look how far it's come. The radio records from 90, 97 to 2002 make the radio records now seem like cotton candy. Like, you could listen to a radio record from back then, and that shit sounds hard compared to what's being played right now. So, when you have that conversation and you put it in the context, it becomes crazy to think, where was the context back then? I saw most in an interview recently. He's like, the city, the culture, the movement, everything about those developmental years for him is what shaped those records. And of course, he is still him. He is still nasty. Like, I've heard him on recent shit, but to be like, let's do Black on Both Sides again, 2022. It'd be different. He's different. You know what I mean? Like, I think it'll still be phenomenal, but the aspect should change and things should evolve for an evolving artist. Like, I want to talk about, I want to do brag bars. I love brag bars, but I also want to be like, yo, let me give you this elderly perspective on shit that I think is interesting. And I don't think, people dipped and dived in this area and made it heartfelt. I think the whole, it's a lie when we look at the construct. When I was coming up listening to WBLS and these stations, like, I was a kid listening to Stevie Wonder and Marvin and all of these different songs. Like, I get it. Like, this shit is dope. He's in the city, he's looking around, yo, skyscrapers. So I was like, yo, this shit is incredible. I'm not too young for this. I'm not too young for Marvin Gaye. Like, this is amazing music. And I think the industry has separated us in the sense that this is not your, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, this is not your demographic. The demographic is from this to this to this, and it's just a lie. Like, the division that's being made politically now, and with all the topics that we see, it's just division. And the music that's on the 13 album is I wrote it to be dense and have layers so it could be discovered later and take time to unravel. But the shit is not so deep that a 16-year-old can't be like, yo, this shit is fire. You heard what he said? You heard this transition? Yo, you did it. Like, people
like
are,
Scarecrow.
Right. The consumer is not that fucking dumb,
Right. And that, like, Scarecrow, tell me about the obvious, beyond the obvious Wizard of Oz references. Like, my hustling background makes me think of slang and like Yellow Bricks being hella rich, but I'm sure you had like a deeper, aspect of the game in mind. What was your deeperness?
It was simple. It was like, I wanna get off a little bit of some drug bars, metaphored into what I'm fucking dope, I'm fucking dope, and what I sell you is the bricks. Nothing that hasn't been done before, but just with a Wizard of Oz reference over some shit you could do the fucking trap dance to, but hardcore rock shit.
Yeah. Tiger, do a mic check.
Check. 1 2 1 2.
Can you hear him now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Cool.
Had to go back now. Yeah. Nah, I definitely appreciate that perspective. Yeah, on industry. Like we talk about that a lot, with rap as well. And like you said, we know what it is. We know what it is. It's just good to hear it from people that actually are in that space and have seen it with your own two eyes. Between rap and Pharoahe, it's just dope.
Absolutely.
That's
And
dope,
the homie in the chat, what did he say? He said something. Oh, what is it? Antoine Austin. Props to another great hip hop artist that represent comics is that Czarface and J. Rue the Damager, another comic book head as well. J. Rue the Damager, we talked to him on the show, and
last year
I had no idea his name was based on Conan the Destroyer from the comics. Like, he's a major comic head.
Crazy.
Wow.
Never knew.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
It's phenomenal.
That's dope, man.
So Cooks,
And I didn't know that.
I know I didn't know that.
Yeah, he told us that on the show. I was like, wow.
A question that somebody had in the chat that I wanted to really grab on before we got past it. 187 wanted to know.
I'm getting the Thanos voice.
That's
again.
me.
You got to repeat that question.
That's me.
Oh,
That must
okay.
be me. Yeah. What was the first action figure that started his collection?
He said, what was the first action figure that started your collection? What was the first Marvel Legends, I guess, that you got?
Well, I
Go out
got that.
and back in.
I got that thing. Then I got a OG fan. But in the midst, I was even dabbling in mezco, and Mayfair.
See, I haven't.
I got the whole the mezco Wolverine line.
That's dope.
Which was crazy to get them joints.
Yeah,
Well, all of them
I got all the
crazy to
Marvel
get.
Legends Wolverines. I got every Wolverine that Marvel Legends did,
Yeah.
but I haven't got into the mezcos.
Yeah,
They're dope.
I got a gang of Legend Wolverines too. I don't think I have all of them now.
Did you? Because I also started getting into the other 7-inch, like the G.I. Joe Classifieds, the Star Wars Black Series, DC. But I saw you had, I think it was this one. Is that the McFarlane, the Spawn?
Spawn.
Yeah.
This is the Mortal Kombat one.
Yeah, I got the Mortal Kombat one.
Got that too.
I kind of like that better than the one they had the the people build the public shit with the ill cape. I like I like that one a lot.
Hell yeah! Oh no, that one's dope. Yeah. I like that one. That's Commando Spawn with he got the thing around his face, the mask.
Yeah.
Show that again, Tiger. Let me. I want to blow that up real quick.
All right.
It's good. There you go.
Oh yeah, that's hard.
That's ill.
They killed it with those.
They did.
All the Nick Farley shit is not dope, but
hell yeah, fire. Nah, cause he a lot of his stuff don't articulate well, like especially the earlier stuff didn't move much at all. It was basically like statues, but they've gotten a lot better than that. And then the Star Wars is dope. The Black Series, anything that's 7-inch.
I had to get a Mandalorians. That had to be the best. That had to be the flyest shit of the whole pandemic.
Hell yeah. I know you're looking forward to the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's coming this year. I think later in this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that Mandalorian, that's one of the best things out of Star Wars, period. Like movies and that. Like hell yeah. You know, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, man, bringing it back to the real Star Wars,
Roots.
you know, like because that, you know, all the stuff that Kathleen Kennedy and them did, like, you know, the trilogy, the new trilogy, the sequel trilogy, was kind of like, you know what I'm saying? It was all over the place. It was just like, I hate to say it. I don't want to do it, man. I hate to say it, but it was garbage to me. My family, you know what I'm saying? My favorite shit is like Empire, Rogue One, and Revenge of the Sith in that order.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I mean,
I can see that.
Do you get to watch? Do you ever get a chance to watch any movies that came out?
Um, the joint that comes to mind that influenced the vibe of the album a lot was the Fury Road, the Road Warrior joint.
Hell yeah.
It just with me cinematically, it was just beautiful. Obviously, there's not a lot of dialogue in that movie,
Right.
but I like how he told the story cinematically, visually. It was
Imagery
every
and all that.
frame, and the
Right.
imagery is crazy. And
Yeah.
then Joker, they just drug him down so far in the ground, which I knew that's probably where they was gonna go with that story in terms of showing you how terrible his life was to the point with the shit with his mom's boyfriend and hit him in the head with the iron and all that shit got so graphic, and then the way the role and just how committed uh he was to the role of Joker. It made me listen to bars on the record and ask myself, like, do you believe this bar? Do you believe this performance? And can you go back in and do it better? Like, after I saw the movie, I was like, I even listened to the album differently. Like, how committed are you as an artist? Are you, or do you, are you feeling
Right.
this joint like that? So,
How deep you gonna take it?
how deep you gonna take it?
Mm-hmm. 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 All right, real quick. I want to do this real quick. I think this is gonna be dope. Cooks, what you got for man? We're gonna do this right here. This rapid fire with
Cooks.
Cooks 24
Oh
podcast.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay, okay. Well, you know what I'm saying. I definitely want to have fun with this, doing the research, looking at the stuff that you like, munch, man. I think I got some stuff right here that it'd be fun to hear you pick out of. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you just let me know which one your favorite. I just got a few, and if anybody, and I don't want nobody to feel left out. So with all us being on here, please grab, blast, Reno. Feel free to answer which one you
No
like the
doubt.
best as well. So here we go. Check 1, 2. First off, artist or musician?
Mm.
I'm gonna go with
Mm.
artists.
Artist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Artist.
Yeah. Artists.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Toys or collectibles?
Collectible.
Damn.
Collectibles.
Collectible toys.
Collectible toys, right?
Definitely.
Collectible
Okay.
toys.
Okay. Here go a hip hop one right here. Simon Says or Oh No?
Mm.
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 I'm gonna go with Simon Says
I
because
was just
I
even
was
though
gonna
the
say
Yeah.
that too.
lawsuit,
I'm
I
going
put
with
on the
Simon
and
Says.
everything,
vibration, but yeah,
Yeah.
Simon.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
even though
All
the
right.
lawsuit hit hard, it still
That's
had
what I was
power.
gonna say. With that, even with that,
Okay.
Been
coming
very,
about.
very, very, very good to me.
All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
Uh,
wise, I'm sure.
a very dope hip hop one right here. This take us all back in the day. The Source or XXL?
source.
Source all day.
Source.
Source, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Um,
Yeah.
Machine or Instruments?
Um,
Wow.
Instrument.
Mm.
that's difficult,
But I'm
I
hip hop
answered kind of
though.
quickly,
but
but
I'm hip hop,
instrument.
so
Yeah.
I won't even think twice about this. I'm gonna go with machines because
Facts.
can I explain or just shut the fuck up
Go
and
ahead.
take
Go
care
ahead.
of it?
Go ahead. Nah, go ahead. Go
Um,
ahead. Yes, sir.
what I learned as an early hip hop dude is like a lot of the earlier stuff was bringing musicians in, you know what I'm saying, and keyboard, blah blah blah. But then when we got into sampling, it just took it to a whole new level for so many different reasons. And I truly believe that with not all producers, but with a producer like, let's just take legendary Pete Rock for example, a lot of the chops and things that the way things were put together from multiple different records
Yeah, phenomenal.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
layering we did.
You know, when you really break it down and be like, wait a minute, that bass line is from here, the keys are from here, and the horns are from what? Are you fucking kidding me? Like,
and
there's
it
some hip hop
meshes.
records from that sample, that heavy sample era that you talk about Bomb Squad. It's like, bruh,
Mm-hmm.
bruh.
Come on,
This
man.
is musicianship, you know.
Right?
hmm
With
And
machines.
and he did that with 10 seconds of sample time.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Looping it.
Okay.
Yeah,
SP 1200.
yeah, 10 seconds of sample time.
Phenomenal.
So,
Okay. Now and now I'm gonna go on, but I'm interested in that because Grab, you did say instruments. It now
hmm
like now as far as like I would like for you to elaborate as far as on the instruments part because it's also
um, for the sake of feeling, I said instruments. Now, as it's instruments for you. If you ask me about 15, 20 years ago, I'd probably be like machines. But
Mhm.
I think my exposure to the machines too is what also because I've always wanted to be on that side. Like, how I wish I was sitting there when Roy played "Searching."
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
I
When they
can't hear
recorded
Grap either, so
everybody
I'm gonna
loved
need y'all to tell me what he said because I know it's a jewel.
Oh
Ah,
Oh
he
man,
man.
keeps jumping. He keeps jumping.
Yes. Jump.
yeah.
Grab. You
But
wanna hop out and hop back in, see if
yeah,
that
I'll do
fixes
that.
it?
I'll do
All
that.
right.
and
Yeah,
hold
because
that
he
thought
was
too.
yeah, he bring that gym back because
Okay,
yeah, he
hold
was
that
Yeah.
thought
talking
too.
about yeah,
He
man, wanted
basically
to
said he would have wished he would have been there with Roy Ayers when he played Searching. So
Mm-hmm.
that's how
yeah,
he was
like being
comparing the
there when you
instruments.
playing
hmm
instruments, yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay, okay. Well, let's go on here. We're gonna punch you a little bit. Uh, we're gonna get into. Oh, I gotta ask you this one right here because I remember watching one of your interviews. 70s rock or 90s hip hop?
mm
Uh, the fact that
Damn.
I gotta think about that tells you what
Says a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
low end theory.
Mm, mm,
Houses of the
Come on,
Holy.
bro.
mm,
Come on, bro.
Okay, okay,
Man.
But I,
okay,
I that one's
Led
too
Zeppelin
hard.
4.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
We can hold it. I hope we can go. We can always hold
The
it. This is
For me, the complex thing about that is that we use 70s rock to make 90s hip hop. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
word,
mean?
Mm.
We use music and sounds from the 70s to make the
Yep.
90s music. So
word.
Yep.
that's the complex thing about that question.
Okay,
But
okay.
I was
So back
saying
to what you were saying.
instruments.
Mm.
Oh, my bad. I was saying instruments because of I've been inundated with the machine, so I was always the type of dude who wanted to know what that sounded like. Like like I said, I would like to have been in the room when Ramp recorded Daylight, or
Mm-hmm.
when uh Far Out, Crown Heights Affair recorded that, like to sit and
mm,
see, watch him play the keys that fast, and
Mm-hmm.
those type of things intrigue me. You know what I mean? So that's why I say instruments. And then
Mhm.
lately, I've been listening to a lot of '80s R&B and B and like a lot of boogie music and like that funk and stuff like that electric funk, like electro
Mm-hmm.
funk type stuff. I've been really on that quite a bit, and I think that's also why I've said instrumentation. Just watching people, like I watched my man play "The World Is Yours" on the piano, and that just
Mm.
blew my mind. You know what I
mm.
mean? Like
Woo.
Mm.
I,
Yeah,
that
it
blew my
gives
mind. So yeah, I'm sorry.
instrument
Go ahead, bro.
the usage of instrument gives you a freedom that you can't get sometimes boxed into the machine, and
hmm
then musicians together collectively give you harmonics that takes it to a whole different spiritual world. So
Yeah.
if you
Mhm.
get, a saxophonist and a trumpeter hitting these different notes like and these harmonics like Coltrane and Miles was doing,
Hmm.
along with
Mhm.
keys and along with bass, it's just other dimensions you're traveling to, because of, music is vibration and sound waves physically, like scientifically, the waves are moving. And
Mhm.
so when you hear the harmonics, they're moving together. When you hear something that clashes, it's like those waves are not working together
Mm.
properly. The vibrations are not working together properly.
Mm.
So on the live aspect of shit, which is like the aspect of even when an MC is live, it's the same concept. It's like your relationship with the crowd and what you're doing over the record is crazy. Same thing with the ill band on stage. We just 13 just did a show, our first show in Brooklyn. Insane. It was one point in the show where I turned around to Marcus and I was like, I want to be in the crowd. Like I want to see
Yeah.
this shit. Like this
Right.
shit sounds crazy right now.
Word.
That's dope.
And I literally on the video you can see me like, oh shit, like I want to go out there and experience this shit. Because
Yeah. Was that August
it's like
26th in Brooklyn?
it's a godly thing when it's a transformative thing when
Spiritual.
that happens. Yeah.
That's what's
Oh
up.
yeah.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
so there
Yo,
it is. So there's the instrument.
I love it. I love it.
He
Okay,
put
now
that
let's
he put that right where it's supposed to be.
Right.
now
There it
the
is.
last now before I get into the comic part, I gotta ask you one more hip hop one, and I know y'all gonna love this, especially you, Tiger.
All right.
DJ or the MC?
Mm.
Mm.
Well, one doesn't come before the other technically.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
For me, it's MC though, just because I'm a writer. That's just me.
yeah,
Jesus, I love it.
it's another
But
hard
it's
one,
hard.
man.
It's another
It's hard.
hard one. Okay, okay,
Hard.
Because they
okay.
complement each
I'm
other.
an
They complement
MC,
Yeah.
each other.
and I'm an MC, and that's hard.
Right.
Yeah, they
Like,
Yeah.
complement each other.
yeah.
Mhm.
Facts.
They complement each other.
I mean, yeah.
Tiger,
So
Everything
Tiger.
done for
Which
the
one you got,
DJ.
Tiger? DJ, right?
I gotta go with my craft, man. But
Yeah.
Okay, okay. All
gotta
right.
go with my
Now,
craft.
and now the comic part. Here we go. All right. Venom or Carnage?
Venom,
I'm gonna go Vim.
Venom,
Yeah. Venom.
Yeah,
Carnage,
okay.
you crazy.
Venom.
I'm gonna go
Venom
Carnage
so
just
fun.
because that was my introduction. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
that's how I got into it when I was like 13. It was
Yeah, you told me.
The Carnage
Yeah.
story.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me touch y'all hard with this one. Cable or Deadpool?
Cable.
Deadpool.
I'm gonna
Deadpool's
go
funny.
Deadpool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cable
Okay.
is my favorite character.
This should be an easy one. Captain America or Iron Man?
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Cap. Even though
Cap.
I'm
All
not a
right.
lover, I'm not a lover of Babylon, but
Okay. Okay. All right. All right.
I think Cap.
Peter Parker or Miles Morales?
Mm.
I'm gonna go Peter Parker
Ma-
with some Queen
Yeah.
on the Queens.
Yeah. Right.
There you go, Queens
Because
represent.
Miles is from Brooklyn, right?
100%.
Okay.
Queens
Yeah.
voted
Miles
for
is
it.
Yeah.
from
Okay.
Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I rock with
All
Peter
right.
I
Parker.
gotta go with Pete too because the Mets are
Original.
included.
All right. Uh, Batman or Superman?
Batman.
Batman.
That's easy.
I knew that was gonna
That's
go.
easy.
Easy.
Yeah.
Hulk or Wolverine?
Wolverine.
Wolverine. That's my guy. Snick.
I'm gonna
Mm.
go Wolverine.
Oh
Snick.
wow.
Favorite dude. That's why I was so mad at Fox.
My man.
They sharpened Hulk up as of lately, man. So
Okay.
I have to
Yeah,
go
they
Wolverine.
fucked him up too.
Oh,
And then
Bad.
that old man Wolverine, the last one with X-23, that
Mm-hmm.
shit was crazy. That shit was
Logan,
Yes.
that
Oh,
movie.
Yes.
Oh
Logan,
my
yeah.
god.
Yes.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Ooh,
They finally got
intense,
something
man.
right.
And
Yeah.
Yeah,
la-
intense
That
joint.
shit was hard. That shit was
Yeah.
hard.
You
The
seen the
scene
black
so
with
and white version?
Nah, I
yeah.
gotta check
Yeah.
that. I gotta check that.
Oh, yeah.
The scene where Professor X was having a seizure
Mm-hmm.
and he was struggling to go back into the building to kill the dude. Man, that shit
Word.
I was in the theater like,
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
crazy.
that was straight
Dude.
raw. That's
Okay. All right. And the last part. Basically, I'm gonna give you one word, and you just tell me exactly how you feel about it. Okay. It goes just like this right here. Kill, kill, kill.
Phenomenal.
The Jets.
The Jets.
The Jets.
Let's go, Jets.
Pass. Pass.
Suck. Suck.
Okay.
Suck. Oh man, let's like a team in it.
I can say that, but I'm a Giants fan. I don't hate the Jets, but I'm a Giants fan.
I'm glad. I'm glad you said that. That was next. The Giants. New York Giants.
Disappointing.
Okay.
Oh,
New York Mets.
let's go.
Disappointing.
Okay.
That's
We
my
getting our
squad, though.
ass
I can say that.
He can
Right.
say
Yeah. Mine too.
When
Mine
that's
too,
the
though.
team, that's how you feel.
I ain't been
Disappointed.
keeping up. We getting our ass kicked out there.
You know, we had a
I ain't been keeping up.
we had it going at one time. We were in first place. We had
Yeah,
potential,
that's what I
and
last
then
I remember.
we dropped off the face of the earth as
Oh,
usual.
always, man. Always.
Okay.
We need to
And
drop first and then go hard.
and last one for the sports. Nets.
Yeah, no,
The
you
net.
know, like you know,
The net.
Kyrie is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite guards. The
Yeah.
ball handling skills,
Yeah.
incredible.
Straight New
KD,
York.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Their team is good, but you know, I'm a Knicks fan, so
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
You never
Okay.
asked me,
Word.
Cooks.
so no comment on
Okay.
the fucking Nets.
Got you. Okay.
And the
Okay.
Brooklyn
All right.
freaking net.
All right. Let me ice skate into the albums. Internal Affairs.
Fire.
Fire. I mean, you took the word out of it. Fire.
Fire.
Desire.
Love.
Okay.
Favorite joints right there.
We Are Renegades.
Heart, man. You know,
Dope.
that's heart. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
PTSD.
Ah, man. Emotional.
Yes.
Yeah, I was
Very.
gonna say deep.
The Equinox.
Oh man,
Classic.
man.
Class.
Check this out.
Bam.
Yeah, man.
That's the cassette right there.
Equinox.
Or
Okay.
Yeah, I love that record. So I'm gonna just go with mental.
Mental. Okay. Stress. The Extinction Agenda.
I got a T-shirt I need autographed too. I got that right there on a T-shirt. I need that autograph.
That's it, man.
boom.
It's everything.
You got the Hulk
Doable
hand
art,
too. You got
baby.
the Hulk
Doable
hands
art.
too.
That's everything right there, man.
That's Matt Do right there. Rest in peace.
Okay.
Matt Do.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Peace, man.
The Awakening.
That's like my first mixtape. I'd say free.
Free. Okay.
Mm.
Organized Confusion.
Love, Genesis,
Origin.
more superhero shit, man. You know.
Yeah, Origins.
Heard up.
Origin.
Okay.
Superhero duo.
A Magnificent Day for an Exorcism.
I would say hard, but I would say needed, and I would say needed because we need to cleanse, and the country needs to cleanse, and
Facts.
you know that title is raise the eyebrow, but it's really about atonement and cleansing.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
y'all go pick this up too, by the way. A Magnificent Day for Exorcism.
Please pick that up. And the last one,
download that, whatever.
Pharoahe Monch.
I don't know, man. I want to say, I want to say dope.
That's
I
what I
want to
was.
say dope. I want to
Lyrical
say,
icon.
Word
I
up,
want to,
legend.
I want to say
Legend.
dope because I'm sitting here doing a dope ass interview with my great hope, with my
Hell yeah.
homie.
Man.
You know what I'm
Salute Sean
saying?
Price.
Yo, Sean P.
I want to
Salute
say dope
Sean Price.
because you know, it's been a beautiful journey, and I got
Humble
bars.
King.
I got bars. I got more bars for everybody that's coming that I'm working
Believe it.
on now. So it's exciting, man. You know, um, I'm really grateful.
My man
Grateful
Stub
is the
Rock
word.
said top 5.
Yeah. Grateful is the word.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hey,
Yeah.
thank you for, what I mean, being able to just do that. You know what I mean? That was fun. Thank you also,
That
Grab
was
and
dope.
DJ Tiger.
Oh,
I
no.
Yeah.
thank y'all. I was trying
Thank
to
you,
think of the
Cooks.
right
That was
things
dope.
to put down, but
That was
because
perfect.
I want everybody to be part of. I couldn't because everything I wanted to ask you, you was already answering it because everybody,
Hmm.
So it's like,
Dope.
hey, thank
Dope.
you, thank everybody. Hey,
Dope.
it's
No
for the. I
doubt.
I
love y'all.
appreciate y'all. Thank you, man.
Hell yeah.
You
Farrell,
know,
Yo,
it's
this
been an
was
please.
a
honor.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
this
Salute,
was
It's been
y'all.
an
definitely
honor.
an honor.
Thank you so much.
Salute.
Definitely. Respect,
Hey,
King.
Word.
Always.
all right.
Yeah,
Respect.
Maximum
man.
respect.
This was a phenomenal interview,
Bro,
y'all. Yo.
Yo,
Wow.
thank
Wow.
dope.
y'all, man.
Dope, y'all.
I'm
Yo,
going to get
thank
Yo,
out
y'all,
too,
man.
man. Y'all brothers
Yeah.
be blessed,
Grab
man.
lover.
Salute.
Bro,
Hey,
you
you too,
yo,
already
Grab,
know, man.
man.
You already
Definitely. Y'all
know,
stay
Grab.
safe.
yo.
All
Definitely,
right,
Thank you,
brother.
y'all.
You
man.
too.
Thank you for coming,
Thank
brother.
you. Seeing you again,
Word
Definitely.
man.
up.
Peace and love, y'all.
Salute.
Word
Yes,
up, brother.
sir.
Yeah, man. Wow.
Man,
You know what
what
was
a
going through my head? Like when you brought up like, yo, we didn't know J. Rule was a comic fan.
right.
It hit me like, yo, Pharaoh, J. Rule,
Yep.
Brother J.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like
Think about it.
these people that
Mm-hmm.
we hold in high regard and we sitting there talking to them about comics, bro.
Dog.
Yes.
Music's a beautiful thing, man.
Dog.
Word up.
Icons, man.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah, like
fun.
people. Yo, we got
Busy
a
B.
gang of but yeah, Busy B.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That was fun.
Crazy.
That was fun,
Crazy.
Yeah.
man.
I can't
Word up.
yo, yeah, man. That
I
was
like how
that's
you
a
did it, man. I like how you know what I'm saying? You segue him first,
word.
you know what I mean? Because that
Appreciate
I
you.
think made him feel comfortable. He didn't feel
Yeah,
like
Hmm.
thank you.
everyone was on top of him first, you know what I
Right.
mean? And it,
That's
yeah,
why
that's dope.
you know what I'm saying? Plus I thought about the way you did when we did J. Rue.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah,
first started with
same
him
way.
and then brought me in. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah, I was thinking about all that and I was like, yeah, that like
When the
you
artists
said,
feel
to make
comfortable, then they can just kick it.
it's
Hmm.
what I told you, Cooks. Remember I said I don't want it to feel like a bunch of people like, just like, overwhelming them and all of that.
Yeah.
Like I wanted it to
Hmm.
feel, you know what I mean? More, yeah. Thank you, Queen City G. Salute to everybody, man.
Yeah,
Lido's
shout out to
Way,
everybody
man.
in the chat.
Mr. Soul,
Hmm.
man. Sub
Shout out to
Rock,
Super
Antoine,
Crispy Comics. Saw a lot
Super
of
Crispy.
comics spots in here too, man. A
Yeah.
lot of comics people.
Adrian
That's what's
AP.
up.
All
Yeah.
my comic people from Instagram, man,
I tried to
that
reach
follow.
out. I tried to
Definitely,
reach
man.
out to
We we we
a lot of
we put a
people.
lot of
Yeah, I
we
saw
put a
people say,
lot of
yeah, Cooks brought me here. Yup, I saw it.
right.
Shout out
Yeah,
to Jim
man.
Me over in Germany too. Yo,
Jimmy. Yep.
Adrian, shout out to Adrian. Word up.
Facts. Kevin
Channel
Imes in the house.
Channel
Word up.
13 said great interview. Y'all see Channel 13,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
his.
Yes.
That's
Shout out to.
his.
Yes.
I figured
I
that too. I
believe
saw
that's
that. Yeah.
Zoe. Yeah, that might be Zoe. I'm not sure, but shout
Okay.
out to his manager Zoe, man, for
Oh, that was the
really
manager.
putting this together.
Right.
Yeah, for really putting this together. Big shout out, man, to Zoe Ellis, man. Thank you so much.
Dope, man.
Hey,
Yo, this
and y'all
was
know what,
phenomenal.
y'all? Why why we here before we before I know before a few minutes because I know Tiger probably got a show coming up. You know what I
Yeah,
mean and
about like
stuff.
half hour.
But
Yeah.
okay, so for a few minutes, I just want like man, y'all just think about how long where we come from, like how long ago,
Yeah.
like when we first met. Like look at what all we done went through,
Yeah.
and everybody steady
Yeah.
building, and it feel
And,
good, man. Like I'm
and you
really
think
glad I know
about
y'all.
you too, man. You too. You already know. And
Definitely,
to
brother.
think about, it's only been what, a
It's
year and
like
a
8 months
half,
since
and
since
look at
I
all
started this.
and look
Yeah.
what all we did so far. So there's no sky's the limit, bro, for
Sky's the
everybody.
So
limit.
like I mean,
Yeah.
like man, I like I said, oh my bad. Go ahead, Reno.
No, I was gonna say, like you said, yeah, about a year and a half since I started rocking with Full Blast, but
Mhm.
it's been 8 months since we started the channel. But we
Sure.
started this hip hop and comics thing on Full Blast Radio, man. Shout out,
Yeah,
man. Thank you, Tiger Man, for real.
definitely.
I always,
Mm-hmm.
I always give you that credit, man, of
No, well, I mean,
in a way putting me on, man. Nah,
but you're the one that was like, yo, should I start it back up? I was like, yo, man, start that back up because
yeah.
I know you were,
Mm-hmm.
and I get
Because
it.
I started the channel
YouTube,
by myself and it
yeah,
wasn't going nowhere because I didn't
yeah,
have no way to get, to get it popping. And then when I
right,
started talking to you, we started talking about comics. And then, yeah, I was like, man, well, if we start doing this show and everything, then then I could start this channel back and get it popping, man. And we did that, man. And it's been like 8 months of doing this thing. Every Monday, we're here at 6:30 p.m., y'all. Every
yeah.
Monday, 6:30
And it always
p.m.
feels good when
Eastern.
it's something you're doing organically. You're not buying
Right.
followers. You know what I mean? Like you
Never that.
doing it from the ground up, man. So
Yeah, and
you're
shout
always
out to the
gonna feel.
515 follow subs right now that we got on Six
Yeah,
Element, man.
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it
Because they
don't have to
came
be
and wanted to
thousands.
follow.
It'll be thousands, man. It'll be thousands soon enough.
Yeah,
But
yup,
like you said, I'm building it organically. I want it to be natural. I want everybody that follows to have followed because they wanted to, not because some hacker, bought the package of followers and put them on there and all of that. Yeah, you can
exactly.
buy it. That's what YouTube now. You can
Anybody
buy
could do that.
10,000 followers like
Yeah,
nothing.
yup.
But that's
But
garbage, man. I don't want
it's
that.
dumb because they're not real people like
They're not
looking at your channel. So
exactly. They're
You
not
know what I
giving. You're not
mean?
getting
I
views. You're
forgot to
not getting love.
mention to you to let them know. I forgot that I was doing a best of Pharoahe Monch tomorrow at 7. I don't know if you could
Oh,
let his manager know or whatever, but it'll be on
nah, yeah, like
it'll be
he
on
did. He just kind of abruptly left. I was gonna tell him to hang out after we stopped,
Oh,
but I
okay.
was definitely gonna tell him to check out Full Blast and all of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could have brought that up. But he kind of
Yeah, because
kind of
someone
I
in the
was
took
chat
off.
was
trying to
like,
get
yo,
to it.
do a Pharoahe Monch mix. Someone said it, and I was like, oh, I forgot to
Ah,
say that I'm doing one. So
yep,
I
yeah,
and
was
it's
maybe
gonna
have
trying
him
to.
happen.
let
I
his
was trying
manager
to
know or
get
whatever,
to
you
it.
know.
Yeah, hey Tiger, I was trying to
Uh,
get to it because when I was talking about the sports, I was watching a couple of interviews and I read a couple of articles. He really is into sports, like big time. I was
Mhm.
trying to get him to know
oh,
that, well,
okay.
Tiger got a sports channel.
Sports
Check it
show,
out,
yeah.
cause it's
Ah,
sports. You
okay.
know what
I
I'm
didn't know he
saying?
was into
But
sports.
yeah,
That's
he into
two things
sports.
I know. First, I didn't know he was in comic because when you
Right.
said it, and then I went to his channel, I saw him post those pictures of the X Force and all the
Mhm.
black uniforms, which is
Yep.
dope. So I was like, oh shoot, he's really into it.
Yeah.
And then
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because if you got the collectibles, you're really into it. Because
Right.
anybody can
Right.
just buy a comic book, but
Right.
you got collectibles, they're a diehard fan.
Yeah,
But
man.
now I know
That's
he
why
was
when I
into
seen him on
sports. So
Instagram posting the figures, I was like, "Oh, he's for real." Like, cause don't nobody
Mm-hmm.
just post action figures and they not in it. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
cause you gotta be secure in your manhood to
They
show
ain't
your
cheap.
toys, man. And
Yeah,
they not cheap.
and they ain't cheap
Word,
either. Uh-huh.
word,
Yep.
absolutely, man.
Yeah,
But yeah, real down to earth dude, man. Real good cat, man. I
yeah.
can't wait to do another show with him,
So,
man. Definitely,
Dope. Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
And
He's
yeah,
got it on the
man.
radar too. So, and it's like you said, knowing that there's an outlet for you got comics and hip hop on here, you're gonna be on his radar. So that's what's even
Right.
dope.
Yeah, man. That's yeah, like shout out, man. If anybody ever sees this, man, we trying to get Method Man on here too, man, because I know he a big hip hop and comics dude,
Yeah,
man. A lot of I wanna talk to all the hip hop and the all the MCs that are into comics, not just MCs, DJs, producers, any hip hop, culture,
affiliated. Yeah,
icon that is also into comics, man. Just to show the fans that shit is cool, man. This shit is dope.
yep.
Like
mm-hmm.
this shit
It's
is
like you
really
said
good.
before. It was looked at as a nerdy thing, but it's
Right.
mainstream now, bro. It's like
Right.
it's mainstream. Now
I
it's
think the
we're gonna get
movies,
to the point where we're gonna be like, oh, yo, he's in the comics, and we're not gonna be shocked.
right.
Right now we're like, yo, oh, it's dope that they're into it because
Yeah.
it wasn't
Yeah.
like a mainstream thing, but now it's like, yo, come on,
Mhm.
man,
Yeah,
like
you're right.
hip hop done took over everything
Yep.
with Marvel and DC being the mainstream, with people going that haven't even been fans of it, it's
Mhm.
making it mainstream too. So that's the cool thing
Absolutely.
about it.
Yeah. Yeah, the movies, man, definitely. And like the between the pandemic and the movies, Marvel and the shows and all of that, it's definitely become more accepted, like you said, mainstream, more,
Yeah,
cool, if you will.
yeah,
Like, you know what I mean? And Oh, Antoine said you forgot Del the Funky Homo Sapien is a comic head too.
I didn't even
It's
know that.
yeah, it's
You
so
you
many. Like
educated me, Antoine. I didn't even know
Yeah.
that.
or Buster Rhymes. You know what I mean? Like you can kind of tell now that you look now. If you think about it, you can tell.
Jim B said we forgot to ask him what do you think about the Black
Nah,
Album.
see,
You know,
Stu. If Stu was here, you already know.
Oh man.
you knew he was going to ask that.
And yes, we got a shout out, man. Shout out to Stu
Shout out to
Dog,
Stu.
man. He could not
Shout
be
out
here
Stu
today.
Dog.
I know
I
he's
feel so
chilling right
bad,
now.
man. Word, I felt bad that he couldn't be here, but he chilling on the volcanoes of Hawaii right now,
No
kicking
doubt. That's
it. Man.
dope. That's dope.
Yeah, he's good.
I was just saying I
Kicking
want to
it.
go visit Hawaii, but Hawaii is mad expensive. So when you get back, I'm gonna have to ask him for a loan because I know
Word.
you there,
Yeah,
bro.
he talk about he go
Yeah.
every year too. He's like, this is my annual Hawaii vacation,
That's
man.
dope.
Yeah, hell yeah. I was like,
An
yo,
annual vacation. That's
I was
cool.
like, but first when he told me, I said, well, you're gonna have to cancel that, dog. Pharoahe Monch coming in here. I mean, you have to cancel
Yo,
the Hawaiian vacation.
I got two hip hop questions for both of y'all. Number one, did you get to see the verses with John and Joe? And number
Yeah.
two, did you get to see the argument with Dupree and Puff?
Yeah, I saw a glimpse of it. I didn't
What's
watch the
y'all?
whole thing.
Give me y'all thoughts.
I
Let me hear it.
think Diddy was being kind of arrogant, talking about, you ain't got nothing. But at the same time, I put it like this. I'm thinking about the music. If you're gonna take a Biggie song,
Mm-hmm.
right, and say, executive produced by Puffy, even if he didn't do the beat, because we all know the Hitman was the one doing the beats, or Primo did the beats. But if you're going by a producer, just like Babyface was a producer, but he wasn't playing the instruments, but he was a producer.
Right.
So you gotta look at it like that without the hate involved. So if you're gonna say that and you're gonna take a Biggie song with no disrespect, a Crisscross song or the Brat song, bro, I see Diddy winning it. But I don't think he should be kind of brushing him off, because Jermaine Dupri is a legend in his own right too.
Yeah.
That's what I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really that excited about it, really, to tell you the truth. I just, us, man. I want to. So I see Rakim and Kane. I'm
we want that real hip hop. Like like when Meth and Red came, or Ghost and Ray.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I want to see another one of those.
The Jada and Locks, Jada and Dip was crazy. Locks and Dip was crazy.
Yeah.
Antoine said Fat Joe and Ja Rule is a huge disappointment as a verse. But I didn't see it, to be honest. I didn't see it.
It was just entertainment. We were laughing.
It
was so funny. Yeah.
Word. See, that's the only reason I regret missing it. But first, when I heard about it, I was like, Ja Rule, like who?
And bro,
cup of tea, but
he got bodied by a singing dude. Let me
He did, man.
That's what really made it bad. Ja Rule, because Ja Rule got joints with DITC, KRS One,
Fat
Big L, all these joints. There was like one joint he played. You know what I mean? Like you ain't even gonna bring nobody ill underground. Like man. You had Remy, but that was everyone knew that. Lean back,
right.
Come on, all the way up. Like that was predictable. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was weird. Like as soon as it was over and I ended the stream, I deleted it off my channel. Like I'm not keeping this. You know what I mean? So
yeah, exactly.
It is.
Exactly.
So we'll see what they do. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not hating on Swiss and Timberland, because they putting something together for us to see, especially during the pandemic and all that. You know what I mean? It's just that I'm just critical on certain things, and especially when they were told that. I mean, they were. I don't know if it was them specific. I doubt it was them specifically, but someone in their management or whatever brushed off Stephanie Mills and Shaka Khan. Like they did
really,
because Stephanie Mills was on the talk show and she was saying, she was like, yep. And they asked him, oh, would you want to be on there? He goes, no, I'm good. She was like, I'm good on them. You know what I mean? And Swiss even called up. He was like, yo, that wasn't me. I'm sorry. Yo, we'd love to have you, this and that. But she's so like because they kind of brushed her off, like, because she's always have not gotten the recognition. You know what I mean? Because she was a true pure artist. Yet they put it was same with radio. They were putting the pop artists up. Up. You know, this ain't nothing new with hip hop. They've been doing this with R&B acts way back then. You know what I mean? So she never got that because she was too real for the industry. You know what I mean? So now she's like, she ain't interested in doing it, and I don't blame her.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but yeah, fellas.
Mark Bramos putting Mark Bramell in the chat. He's saying, I'm looking. He's saying Cable, Miles.
Yeah, he got it. He's on a delayed stream.
He's got it. Yeah, he's looking. He's back where we were talking about.
Because he was saying stuff we was said like 10. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
like a half hour.
Gotta hit the. Yeah.
Hey, I know you're getting ready to go. So I'm gonna squeeze this in. The Wu-Tang Saga. You everybody satisfied with it? I know I am.
I don't say nothing because I haven't watched episodes 3 and 4 yet. I'm still on 1 and I still haven't watched 3 and 4.
They put the first 3 at the same time, right?
I know, but I only watched the first 2 and it got late, and it was my computer was buffering, so I shut it off.
Well, okay, so about the first 2, what do you think?
I like
so far. It's
I
phenomenal.
Like
yeah,
I think it's better, already better than the first one.
It's better than
the first one. You're always gonna make it better because there was things you could have done better. You know what I mean? Right. So
the stuff
I like how it's flowing.
Fixed. Yeah.
Okay.
So, the last episode, though, I guess we can't. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, can't tell it. Can't tell it.
But, it was one part I was kind of disappointed about. I was like, what?
All right.
I'm
gonna watch them when I'm done with my show. I'm gonna watch them tonight.
All right. Cool.
All right. No doubt.
So y'all check out DJ Tiger on Full Blast Radio after this is over, man. He's gonna be firing up.
I'll be live like 8:30, 8:45. On Twitch. Yep.
Yo, thank you, Tiger Man, for coming in and kicking it.
Definitely,
yes, sir.
You already know.
Thank you, DJ Tiger,
Reno,
man.
salute. Phenomenal
yes,
interview,
sir.
y'all.
Thank you.
I'll see y'all later.
Hey, DJ Tiger, I need to. I'm gonna hit you on the text, man, because I got some fantasy questions I need to ask.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Because you're about to win, bro. So
I don't know yet. Okay. Let tonight go on. Let tonight go on. You never know.
You're right. All right,
y'all. I love you, man.
All right,
peace,
brother.
man. Love, much love, y'all.
One love.
Peace.
Yo, so now I was gonna say about the last episode, the conversation between Power and Divine. So if anybody knows about Power and Divine, who those guys are, that's the Wu-Tangs, like the team behind the team. You know what I mean? Those are the guys behind the scenes. Those are the men behind the curtain. You know, Power is your boy that he was that dope money. He was that money that put them on type. You know what I mean? Because every major group back then had a dope boy that put them on. They gave them every group from Def Jam on. Like it wasn't even. You know what I mean? That's just a thing. But that was Power and Divine. That's RZA's older brother. And he's sort of the CEO, the businessman, kind of behind the scenes, making things like that go on and stuff. And but they had this scene. Well, I don't know what you thought, Cooks. The scene where they was on the boat, right? And they sat next to each other on the bench, and they started talking. I just thought that scene was just poorly written or poorly acted. I can't decide. I'm not sure which, but it was super corny and like. I know who those guys are, and I can't see them having that conversation saying those things.
And that's where the Hollywood part comes, man. Yes. It's like I felt different. To go along with what was going on the boat, I liked it. But I know in the back of my head that didn't happen like that.
Yeah, right.
But as far as what was going on that boat and how Bobby needed to get all them together, like that part grabbed me because we Wu-Tang love. We love Wu-Tang,
right,
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But as far as that really happening, I know it didn't go down like that.
Right. But that's cool, that's what that's the thing about that show. It's not a documentary. We've all seen like 3-4 Wu-Tang documentaries. This is a dramatized show, and because it is, they added a whole lot of drama. It's the whole stuff in Ohio where what they was going through with that other crew and all of that, the shootout and all of that. Like a lot of that they had to, but they had to consolidate it to one episode and all of that. So it's a lot of stuff they kind of made up or made two people into one person or things like that, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, like when I was younger, I used to hear RZA say it, and cats in Ohio coming through with the crazy why. I was like, why? You know, that's dope. He just shouting out Ohio. Like he just shouting out just random places, not knowing that he really lived in Ohio for a amount of
Mm-hmm.
time, hustled in Ohio, you know, did his thing over there. So that's cool to see that. You know, it's cool to see all these, and I like how they incorporate lyrics from the song, from the, you know, from the tracks into the show, like making scenes go on that
Mm-hmm.
you remember they rap that verse and they actually act that scene out. Stuff like that is dope to see, man. I love that they doing the show, man. I
Now
can't wait.
I did. Now one thing that did catch my attention, I did like Joey Badass playing Inspector better than the other dude. I
Man,
did.
yeah.
That did. But
But
I got used to him. I got
yeah,
used to him. I said,
yeah,
okay, let him go ahead.
yeah. And
So
I was gonna
then they
say, but Joey Badass on the Kanan show as
he
the
doing a great
kingpin, he's
job. Doing a
killing it.
great job. Doing a great
Damn,
job.
he's that character, dog.
Dead.
He's like Nino
Dead.
Brown, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's
Yeah.
killing that role, man.
Nino Brown with a little sprinkle of old dog.
Right. There you go. Yeah, we had that. We saw that that post was like who the hardest? Old Dog, Nino. Who else was on there?
Old dog,
Bishop,
Nino, Doughboy,
Boy,
Bishop,
Bishop.
and
Yep.
I think that was it. Might have been one
Yeah.
more somebody, but I think that was it.
Yeah. I was like, man, Old Dog the hardest, man, because he just don't give a, you know what I mean? He don't give a damn. He really put in work. Like Nino was
Straight up.
hard, but Nino was a kingpin. He had other soldiers doing his work and all of that. He had held the little girl up as a shield. You know, that's just, that ain't hard to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I ain't gonna say Nino Brown wasn't hard, but I gotta give it to Old Dog on that.
Yeah, I know. I understand. I got my
Yeah.
reasons. You know what I mean? Why I like
Right.
Nino. You know what I mean?
How what's
Uh,
why Nino?
well, you know what I mean? Cause it's like I just like how he manipulated. He's a great manipulator. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Like
mhm.
and
Yeah.
and he already like it's like all these people they're scared of him as soon as he walk up. You know what I'm saying? They know that
Mhm.
he can snap his fingers at any time. Something can crash
Right.
down. He can, you know what I mean? He can crash
No,
down
no
on
doubt.
you. Like
Yeah, yeah.
when the Italian dude walked up in there and he and cut on his ponytail and send
Yeah.
him back. You know what I'm saying? Send him back. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Then they did the
Yeah.
Valentine's shootout. You know what I'm saying? Like that was
Yeah, nah, the
I
movie was
liked it
hard
that.
as hell. Hell
I
yeah.
liked it that. I just liked it that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now as far as the
Good
other,
enough,
but
New
and
Jack.
as far as the other ones, it was just
Menace,
they was
though,
they
yeah.
was all hood based. They was all
Yeah,
just
Menace is
hood based.
real. It was more to me, it was more realistic to something that I would have experienced. You know what I mean? Like New Jack was on some next level, like ain't too many Nino Browns. Not a lot of us lived that. You know what I'm saying? But a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
us lived Menace to Society. A lot, you
yeah.
know what I mean? A lot of us lived Juice. You know,
Like
like those
like
were movies that or
here
Boys
goes
in the
something
Hood.
for you. Here goes something for you. Like if you put all of them in a line, Nino made it the farthest. Cause all you know what I'm saying, he all cause like he went through all that. Like with all
Right,
they went through,
right. And
and
he
he
grew up.
made it
He's
into
older.
yeah,
Yeah,
he went into the business. Like he went into
yeah,
the business. Like he
yeah.
owned you
Oh
know what I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
that's where I
And
was coming from. That's where I
you're
was
right.
coming
No,
from.
I feel you on that too. You know, he's the kingpin. Like you can't. Yeah, like of course, he gets those props, and that's why I say he definitely the most powerful of that group.
Yeah.
You
Need
know what I'm
that.
saying?
Yeah.
The most
Yeah.
influential of that group. But I was looking at it more of a personal, just that guy himself. Is he hard? Like who's the hardest one out of them? And that's
Hmm.
why. That's why I said Old Dog. But yeah, Menace Dog. That's my favorite. Menace is my favorite of those movies.
Hmm.
Always has been.
Now
And then like
Doughboy Doughboy ain't too far behind now. You
no,
know what I
no.
mean?
But I don't know. Like he ended up. Well, somebody put it like this in the comments. They were like, Doughboy wound up going straight and got killed. Uh, Nino got killed by the old man, like in
Mm-hmm.
the stairway. Bishop got killed by I don't know. Some he made, some he said a point that he made, but he was like, but the old dog he lived. Like old dog made it through the shootout, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like
yeah.
he's the one that never died. You know what I mean?
Nah, I give you the old dog on that. Nah, I give you the
So
old
yeah,
dog.
Nino Brown is like the Tony Montana of New Jack City. Absolutely.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
give the old dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
man.
other than that though, man, that was a great interview. That was
Yeah.
fun. You know what I'm saying?
It's one of
Uh,
these man that I just don't want
hope.
to end. You know what I mean? Like it's
Oh
going so
yeah.
good. We 2 hours in, bro.
Well, you know, I mean, when
Phenomenal.
when you got the kind of content that people are interested in, they
Right.
gon' they gonna peak. They gonna
Right.
peak. Whether it's
Game
5 minutes,
game
10 minutes, or the whole show. I'm a organic
mm-hmm.
subscriber. So that
Mm-hmm.
means anytime I hit the bell. So that means anytime you do something new, I'm gonna see it. I might not get to watch it, but I know you done it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And
Yep.
that's something
That's
that
what I
I
do.
crave and I want more of. You know what I'm saying? So from coming
Mhm.
from Kush 24 podcast, you know what I'm saying? It's been great. It's been a pleasure following you, watching with you, talking with you behind the
Same
scenes.
here, man.
Sometimes we get frustrated and we talk about it. We don't
That's brothers though.
dog and we don't we
Yeah.
chop it up, we get it
Right.
right. You know what I'm saying? Give each other space on time. You know what I mean? Because that's how bros do. And
That's
then,
it.
but when it comes to it though, when we need each other or when we need
Right.
some help on some information or need to call, just need to call somebody and say, hey man, I got a vent about something. That's what we
Right.
do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Nah, yeah,
that's what
man.
the
You've been a true brother, man. And this whole thing been, a crazy journey, man. Just especially on when I once I got into Instagram and started meeting, shout out to all my comic people, all the people on Instagram that see my lives and shop with me and buy comics and we chop it
hmm
up and we got a lot of groups and stuff. We got comic dudes, me, you, shout out Spadeonomics Comics, my man OG Lee is I don't know if he's still in the building. He was here a minute ago.
yeah.
Lazarus Einstein in the chat, man, and
Yeah, he in there.
yep,
CeeLo. Don't
and
forget CeeLo. CeeLo,
See,
our
I was
boy.
gonna say, yeah, I was gonna
CeeLo.
say Los, man, CeeLo.
CeeLo from PR,
Uh,
my boy.
yeah, and the Madman of Comics, man. Shout out to the Madman and Fat T. Shout out Fat T,
You
Dad
know
and
what
Daughter
I'm saying?
Comics, Emilio's Comics. I mean, Chronic Schizo and
Shout out
all
to the
all the
Full
all the homies,
Blast.
man.
Shout out to Full
Shag,
Blast, the tribe. You know what I
Riff
mean?
Raff Team, word
The
up. Shout
Riff
out,
Raff
man. Full
Squad.
Blast for Life,
You know what I'm saying? Bro,
word,
Dragon, Santos,
word.
Stranger Danger, Slick Almighty Nick, and
Nick
New
Chocolate,
Diggy. You know what I
word. Miss
mean?
Cooley, yo. Shout out everybody, man. For real,
You know what I'm
everybody, man.
saying? Big
For
Mick, Miss Cooley, all y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Stub. I seen Stub in there.
Rock in the house.
You know
Yep.
what I'm
D
saying?
Cole.
My way.
D
Empire
Cole.
Cloud,
Yep. Ed
Jim Meek.
Santos. You said yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Jim
Kevin
Meek,
Imes, D.
Kevin
Cole,
Stranger Danger,
Stranger
Slick
Danger,
Nick. Yeah, man. Everybody,
Antoine.
man. Yeah, it's so many, man. Everybody.
And you know what I'm saying? She ain't gonna Tukey. Shout out to Tukey because he asked the first question. So shout out to Tukey. He got to answer
Shout
the
out
first
to you,
question.
man.
I told him I got him, so I just wanted to make sure
Master Capone, man.
he
Yeah,
really
man.
wanted to know
JJ all day.
JJ all day, my boy. That's my dog. That's my doggy dog right there. My digger dog right there, man. JJ
And
all
I
day.
didn't
He's
see. I
hmm,
didn't see if anyone else did, but my man Super Crispy Comics, Noodle 949, and
mm-hmm.
Adrian 8 p.m. All y'all said the secret password and get a free comic book from Sixth Element Comics. And I'm on Instagram as at @sixth_element_comics. But I'll definitely be DMing y'all and hook you up with your free book and all of that. Yo, and
Yeah.
man, it's I can't. I'm so upset, man. I'm not upset, but I'm so disappointed that the Pharoahe Monch comic Kill 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 did not arrive. Shout out his manager Zoe. She put one in the mail for me, and it should have been here Saturday,
On
according to the
Sunday.
track. Didn't come, but I really
You see
wanted to show it off.
you
But I'm
see
gonna
that in
do.
the chat? You see that in the chat? Super crispy comment said from San
Uh huh.
Diego. Okay.
All right, all right. Shout out, yeah, man. Definitely in Bygone AI was good, man. But yeah, man, I really wanted to show, but the Pharoahe Monch comic, Kill, Kill, Kill. It's a signed joint, very low print run. I think there's like maybe 500, I think tops. At one point it was 100. He just said it was 300, and they just did another printing, a couple, maybe another 100. So probably less than 500 of these books in existence. Of the first printing, I think it's only 100. But yeah, man, I'm gonna do a giveaway, man, where somebody gonna win. That signed Pharoahe Monch Kill 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 comic for sure. That's gonna be dope. That'll be dope. Yeah, Jimmy, man. Shout out Jimmy, straight all the way from Germany, chiming in, chopping it up with us.
Hold up. Also, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Paul over there in the UK. I want to give a shout out to ASAP
Mm,
Minis, and I want to give a shout out to ASAP Comics, and I
mhm.
also want to give a shout out to the Comic Crusaders, Mr. Al Mega. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be doing some interviews with some of the ASAP Mini crew. And
Right.
I wanna, you know what I'm saying, be able to pass. I'm gonna holler at you in the
Mhm.
background, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
letting everybody know, you know what I'm saying, like, I get down on Instagram a lot, so I'll be doing another talk with ASAP Comics and the ASAP UK crew, which
definitely.
they are part of Comic Crusaders as well. Shout out to
Yeah,
them.
man.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
well,
Let
now I'm
folks know
glad you
that.
brought them up. I'm glad you brought up Comic Crusaders, and of course, I am a Comic Crusader. Shout out to Al Mega, man. We do this thing, and we got a show that we doing on Wednesdays. So Sixth Element does this show every Monday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hip hop and comics on Monday. On Wednesday, we do a show at 6:30 p.m. called Indie Hip Hop and Comics, where we talk about indie artists and indie comics publishers. But and then also on Thursday, we have a show on Comic Crusaders channel called Sundercats with me and Stu Dog and my man Dodgy and Manny, where we talk about indie comic publishers. So y'all can definitely check that soon. There'll be a show on Saturday called DC Day where we just talk DC because apparently we don't touch on it enough. So we're gonna have that. And
Hmm.
again, man, check us out right here again next Monday, 6:30 p.m. for hip hop and comics.
Hmm. Word up.
Salute.
You know what I mean?
Peace.
Peace out, y'all.